One of the most iconic or maybe one of your most memorable experiences?
You know, from DCH, my first, I didn't audition for it. Farhan just called me and said, Suchi, you're doing this role. And I said, oh, okay. He said, come to the office actually. I went in the office and he said, oh, meet your co-star. It was Saif Ali Khan sitting there. And I'm like, what? You know, this Saif was like...
Mental high five?
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Thank you so much for giving us your time.
My pleasure.
Welcome to the show. It's called Guwahati Connection. And as you would expect, I will start with the very first question.
What is your Guwahati connection?
What is your Guwahati connection?
You know, people might think I have no connection with Guwahati since I'm from Kerala, but actually I do, and I don't mind saying it. My first marriage, my ex-husband, his mother was very well known in Guwahati. Lily Das Malik. She was with All India Radio. Of course, you're too young, but your parents will definitely know who she was. But very well respected in Assam, and so that was my connection. That was my Guwahati connection. So I have been here before. I've also been here with another play before. I've been here, I think, when I was with Channel V. So I have been here, yes. And
tell me about the play that you got, the play and the production that you were here, that you performed here, and what year was it?
The previous one was for Lilette Dubey. It was called The Wedding Album, and that was many years ago. It was over 8-10 years ago. And well, the one I've come for now is called Scent of a Man.
Okay.
Ashwin Gilvani Productions, and I'm very grateful to Gplus for having the theatre festival, because all of us actors who are in theatre, we crave to be back on stage, and then you get to come to a beautiful place like Assam. Why not?
All right, now that you've given me that connection, let's start with a further context.
Yes.
Way in the past now.
Yes.
Since now you've made me very young, I have to make you very old. Okay, tell me about your start or your career at the entertainment industry. How you moved from London and then Bollywood happened, and then.
It's not been, my trajectory or my career has never been planned. It was never planned. I was never supposed to, well, I never thought I would be an actress. I was always interested in it since my childhood, as in, debates, elocution. I was never scared to be in front of people or be on a stage. My first acting job was I played a rat. In Cinderella, I played a mouse actually. I was Jake, the leader of the mice, in my 4th standard. But serious acting happened for me quite a fluke, When I moved to London, when I was married to Pawan Malik, I moved to London, and I'm an engineer, I'm an electronics engineer, but to work as an engineer there, I would have had to study 2 more years for my BE degree to be recognized. And I was not the sort who wanted to sit and design a printed circuit board. So I was like, okay, let's see what else. And I started working as a hostess in a restaurant. I started doing quite a few things. I was also with a model agency, and it's an interesting story actually. They called me up and they said, oh, there's a French film that's being cast. They're looking for the lead actress. It's about the dowry system in India. It's a serious film. Would you be interested in auditioning for the lead part? I said, I've never been to an audition before, So they said, no, do you want to go? I said, yeah, why not? I'm all of 22 years old, 21, 22. And so I went there. I was dressed in my sari because I was in the restaurant in that sari, and I went to meet this casting director in London. And all the other girls there were all trained actors, all studying to be actors in Rada, Shada, all of these places in London. I was brand new, didn't know anything. And the casting director, Jennifer Jaffrey, she had given us 2 scenes from the film, which were very intense scenes. One was, where she's lying burnt in a hospital, and one where she's begging and pleading the French actress to help her out of a situation, which involved breaking down and crying and, all of this. So the girl in front of me, when I overheard her when she went inside, and she was, Jennifer, you gave us only 10 minutes, I can't get into the skin of the character, and also she did her reading and she left. And then it was my turn, and I went in there, and Jennifer had never met me before, so she said, oh, where are you from, who are you? And I said, ma'am, I'm from Bombay, my name is Suchitra, and this is my first audition. So there was raised eyebrows. She said, okay, sit down. Why did you do the reading? I said, ma'am, I don't want to sit down, I want to use the space, and can I act out the scene for you?
Oh, wow. Oh, you were mentally prepared. Your A game was on, but that way.
Yeah, but I don't know, she came to me, and she said, okay, fine. I said, just read the other part. And she said, okay, you can use your script. I said, no, I don't want to use my script. She said, you've memorized the scenes. I said, yeah, that too fine from engineering. Yeah. So I said, yeah, I memorized the scenes. And if I forget, I'll make it up along the way. So she said, okay. She was quite, intrigued. I did both those scenes, one after the other, and by the end of the second scene, as the scene demanded, I had actually broken down. I was howling my guts out, and as the scene demanded, I was at her feet begging for her help. And that changed my life, you know, because I'll never forget her face. She was just staring at me like that, and I was in it. I was still in it, and I was still crying, though the scene was over. And she got me and she put me up on the sofa next to her, and she just looked at me straight and she said, "Tell me the truth now, Suchitra, how many years have you been acting?"
Oh, wow.
And I said, "Ma'am, this is my first audition." Wow. And she said, "You do realize this is what you need to be doing."
Wow.
And that was the start to my career, and I was shortlisted, and the following week, 2 weeks later, I was in Sri Lanka, staying in a 5-star hotel, playing the lead in a movie, and I said, "This is the nice life." So, but it's not all about that. Went back after the movie to England, and I did a lot of theatre, I did a lot of radio drama. You have to build up your body of work there to be taken as, you know, as a serious actress. So I was there for a while till 91 to 97. This happened in 1993. I came back to India when I separated with my husband, came back in 97. And yeah, then it was just one thing after another, you know, TV serials, Channel V, and then of course movies like Dil Chahta Hai, fashion, one thing after another.
We'll get to Dil Chahta Hai in a bit. I do want to, just before Dil Chahta Hai, I do want to ask you one question, because you said Sri Lanka guy, it was a 5-star property, which means the experience for movie star's life is fantastic.
Yes.
What is more rewarding otherwise? Theatre that you are here today, unfortunately it's not a 5-star that we've
No, it's a lovely hotel, but you know, theatre, oh my god, I mean, I think it's the true test of an actor. I've always maintained that. It is your one take chance of either proving yourself as an actor or not. And I say one take because you're on that stage, you have the people in front of you, you either get tomatoes thrown at you or you get, you know, bouquets.
True.
You know, so I would advise anybody who wants to be an actor to do some sort of theatre, whether it's radio drama, whether it's, you know, dubbing, whether it's theatre, whatever it is, children's theatre, no matter what. But to be able to stand on a stage in front of people, convince them about what you're doing without having a retake. You know, and it's all there for them to see there at that distance, rather than, you know, on a screen. That's a true test, and it's the biggest adrenaline rush, and it really, even today, I mean, 30 years later in the industry, every time I go on stage, those butterflies in the stomach, no matter how many times I've done a play. I mean, there's one play I'm doing which is running for 27 years now, the same cast, and we've done 700 shows of that across the world, and I'm still doing that. I'm still playing a 25-year-old at 53 in that one, and also an older character, but it's the best.
All right, okay. Now that you said the theatre context, right, I do want to understand the opportunity for women. Please don't take this as like a generic cliche, koi gender question nahi hai, but I do want to understand, has the industry been actually skewered, or you know, there are actually less opportunities for women?
Not in theatre, definitely not, because I think that's one area where you get equal opportunity, you know. There are roles that are kick-ass when it comes to you know, female-centric roles in plays, etc., which one has done, like you know, and even the play that we've come with now, you'll see how much work the women have to do in Scent of a Man, which is great fun. It's a comedy. But in films, yes, things are changing now, but there was typecasting of what the Bollywood heroine had to be. That's why they would say, "I don't want to run around trees." That's all they used to do before, right? That's not the case now, and that's great to be part of the industry still when things have changed like that. So, yeah, nice.
All right. Maybe one of the most iconic, or maybe one of your most memorable experiences from more behind the scenes, not on camera, or not on, oh, you know, I did this and Dil Chahta. I want to know what happened behind scenes that you will always remember.
In BCH?
No, in any movie, anything.
Oh, I mean, there's been, you know.
But you get to pick one. That's the hard part.
Well, DCH, I think, is always, you know, close to my heart, because it was a game changer as far as Bollywood was concerned. I'm still called the Dil Chahta Hai girl. that slap per se got has really stood me in good stead for a long time, 20 years later or whatever. But yeah, there's always great experiences. I mean, it was fantastic working with people like Saif and, you know, Amir and Akshay and all of them. It was a really incredible experience, and it was the first time that, you know, professionalism really came into the picture when, you know, with Excel, and the way they shot this movie, and the way they had call sheets and everything was on time, and you know, all of that was really nice to be part of. Other experiences, oh God, there's so many. There are so many. Well, I mean, I've worked with all of the Khans. I did Mari Gold with Salman Khan. He laughs at himself, which is great. And it was an English film, English Hindi.
Achha.
But and you know Salman and his accent and everything. I remember we were doing one sequence on the beach, and then we walked and we do the whole scene walking, and then after that we went to the monitor and he said, "Chal dekhte hain, let's see the scene." So he says, "Man, English ki maa ban kar diya." So he knows how to laugh at himself. There's that. Then there's, you know, from DCH. My first, I didn't audition for it. Farhan just called me and said, "Suchi, you're doing this role." And I said, "Oh, okay." He said, "Come to the office actually." I went to the office and he said, "Oh, meet your co-star." It was Saif Ali Khan sitting there. I'm like, "What?" You know, this Saif was like...
Mental high five?
Yeah, I was like, wow. So he said, "Oh, since both of you are here, why don't you both stand up and just do some jogging on the spot, because there's one jogging scene on the beach." That's Farhan for you at 26, you know. So there was that, and Saif was quite a prankster on the set. That scene where all of us are sitting in the bar, sitting in the nightclub or whatever. You know, Hamid is such a perfectionist and he wants to rehearse and everything. And here's Saif, you know, saying some funny things in my ear and prank, and I just burst out laughing. I was shouting, "What's wrong with you?" How can I say, you know, he says something. He was dying of laughter. So we had a lot of fun. They took me to Goa to shoot that one running scene in Goa, and I stayed for 7 days just having a blast. So, you know, it was a fantastic.
I mean, it is a cult movie. I was just in Goa about 15 days ago.
Yeah.
We did the entire DCH journey, jo karna padta hai. So even after so many years of the movie coming out, it is still a cult. That is what the movie has done.
It's true, I know.
Alright, so I do want to understand, what are the current projects that you're working on? Are they more movie, more theatre?
More OTT. There's a lot of stuff on OTT. I have about 6-7 releases that will be coming soon. Yeah, last year, of course, saw me in Rana Naidu, and you saw me in The Trial with Kajol, and more recently something called Leaked on Amazon Mini. You will see me in a few more. There's one with Ram Kapoor, Kalbali Records. There's Rana Naidu season 2.
Oh wow!
That will happen. Then there's quite a few actually. I may not be able to talk about a whole lot of them, but on most of the big platforms. So I do have about 6-7 releases lined up, and then I have a couple of films as well. One is with Nana Patekar, which is great, called The Confession. You will see Suchitra in a totally different avatar, totally unlike what you've seen me before. You may not believe it's me, but it is me. And very interesting. It's called The Confession. I just had a Hollywood release on July 30th called Arranged Love. That's a rom-com film. That was great.
Wait, they work out successfully. They work out.
Especially there. You know, so there was that. There's another film called Culture Vulture. There's Ho Gaye Hum Kahan with Ananya and Siddhant Chaturvedi. And loads of other series.
Alright, a fantastic lineup that you have across movies and OTT.
I have to say, OTT has given me it's like a resurrection for all of us actors. You know, I've worked more than after I turned 50 than I was when I was 25. Seriously, you know. So it's great. No complaints.
Alright. So OTT has been good and
really good roles. You know, not typecast. You get to do different things. I mean, I played, you know, the commandant of a task force in Betal. Then I played the mother of the lead in Eternally Confused, Eager for Love. Then I played, you know, a publisher in Bestseller with Shruti Hassan. Then I played, you know, I'm playing. I just did Broken News season 2 with Jaideep and Sonali Bendre. So that, you know, I play a TV channel head. You know, so it's all very, very different. And that's what makes it so interesting.
So can I ask a follow-up question on that? Silly question it may be. Which has been fine. So is OTT still financially very rewarding? Is it?
It is much more. You know, I've done television as well. But the advent of OTT for us actors, most definitely you know, let's call a spade. You do get paid more than you get in TV. TV, of course, is, I mean, you know, it's great because it's a steady income. When you're doing a daily or whatever, it's a steady income. You know that's there, you know, for so many months or 1 year or whatever. So, you know, it's that choice that you make, whether you want to do that or you want to do this. But at the moment, I've got so much else happening that at the moment, I haven't taken on anything else in TV.
Knock on wood. I think that's a fantastic thing to have. Anyway, alright, small rapid fire rounds. Please don't think. They're simple questions. Your favorite Khan that you've worked with? Shah Rukh, Amir or Salman? No thinking. No,
Rapid fire, Shah Rukh.
Your favorite film you've acted in? Dil Chahta Hai. Okay. If you weren't an actor, what profession would you choose?
Hospitality.
Wow. Your favorite genre? Drama, comedy, action?
Drama.
All right. At this point, Bollywood, Hollywood?
Honey, Hollywood.
Oh, wow. All right. Super. I think that's about it. We'll just keep the rapid fire really short and sweet. Thank you so much for your time.
No, my pleasure. Oh, but people, Gplus has brought us here for Set of a Man. Let me talk about that. This play is just, it's great fun. Okay, if you're not married, you'll watch it, you won't want to get married. But it's about, it's really, really good fun. It's full, it's comedy all the way. You'll have a lot of fun with this play.
Yeah.